I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, campers, rise and shine. Welcome back to Horribly Hollywood Single. I am your host, Adam Carr. What do we talk about here? Bad dates in Los Angeles. Bad dates unique to Hollywood. Everybody knows bad dates, but in this town, they're just a lot worse. Trust me. I have a very special guest today. I gotta tell you, I'm really excited. This guy really gave me my first role in a movie in Los Angeles. He's a writer-director extraordinaire. He's the co-founder of AfterBuzz TV. He's the reason I have this show. And did I also mention he's also married to Maria Menounos? Keven Undergaro, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Adam Carr.
Welcome. I affectionately call you the Godfather sometimes because you really make things happen. You pull strings.
I don't kill anybody, though.
You don't kill anybody.
I don't do that stuff.
But you do.
I'm the good side of God. I'm maybe 21st century Godfather.
You're the 21st. Yeah, you're positive.
Yes.
You're all about, humility and like just the good things.
Yeah, and if you cross me, I just kind of walk away.
You just kind of walk. Yeah, you're very healthy about it.
Yeah, unlike.
I plot your demise. I think of bad things to say to you. I say a lot of shit like, can't wait to see you at 50. You're probably going to die alone. I do, go mental. I go really emotional warfare. This stuff that you kind of told me to stay away from, clearly it's worked.
You're the last of the old guard.
Yeah,
you are. You're
the last of the old guard.
Meaning like, you're rebelling against your kind.
That's true.
Yeah, you're more old Hollywood.
More old Hollywood.
Smile, happy, but then
right,
right in the
there.
back. Yeah.
Take out their car.
Yeah.
Just the tires. So I met you 10 years ago.
Yep.
I met you through, ironically, a mutual friend now, Beth Bears, who's on The Neighborhood and who was on Two Broke Girls. We were both working at the Geffen Playhouse, and you and Maria, I think, came to see a show.
Came to see Joan Rivers' show.
Came to see Joan Rivers' show.
Came to see Joan. We talked to Joan at length. Great conversation with her, as we always did, and always learning every time we were around her. And then I saw Beth.
Yeah.
And I saw Beth working there, and I said, you are an actress, clearly. And she said, well, I'm at UCLA.
She has that thing. Yeah, she has that thing about her.
I'm studying at UCLA, and I said, no, you're an actress. You're not just studying at UCLA to be an actress. You are one. Okay, I am. And then I brought Maria over, and we met, and I said, no, Maria, I have to find a role for her in our movie. Maria's like, you haven't even read her. Are you kidding me? I'm like, I just know. Because I always know. And then Beth, why Beth is amazing, is Beth really sold me on you.
She did. She was great about that.
Amazing. She's like, my friend Adam, he's so funny. He can do anything. She really
amazing.
did. And that's so rare in Hollywood, so it was nice.
She's always looked out for me. She's been very good about that. And then, of course, it was the 10-year date. The reason that this show came to be, Beth and I were in China. She was making a movie back in May. We really missed out on all the stuff going on there right now, which hopefully it's okay, but oh my gosh. So we were there for 2 months, but I got a Facebook thing that said, it's been 10 years since you worked on Serial Buddies with some of your friends. And so I was seeing all this stuff, and I messaged you, and I feel like it's a very actor thing where we go, hey, I'm not getting out. I need a rep. And you were like, why don't you come in? Let's talk. Let's talk about what you're working on, what you can actually do. And so I just want to say, like, to your credit, the coolest thing about you, we come to you with something, we say like, hey, I need help or something. You go, cool, let's sit down. What are you working on? What are you being proactive on? What are you doing? And I brought you some stuff, and I said, I got a lot of bad relationship stuff. And you're like, cool. So how do we take that now and make it into something on this platform and do it? And I just want to sit to your face, seriously, thank you. This has been one of the coolest things to work on. I have no idea who's listening out there, but I just want to say, like, it's two old ladies and a German Shepherd and my father, and some people lined up in Cleveland. But we'll talk about some bad dates. I know back in the day you said, you were a bit of a rascal out there in Boston. You had some of the old.
Oh God. It was, I hate to say it. I hate to be Harvey Weinstein and say it was a different time.
Yeah.
But it was a different time. Except I didn't do the things Harvey did, obviously.
No.
But I don't want to ruin your show. I was amazingly Hollywood single.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it was, I can't think of a better place.
To be single?
To be single. Do you know what I mean by that?
I think I know what you mean. I feel like, well, it depends.
It depends on your intentions.
It depends on your intentions. Also, it depends on your, I would say, economic situation and how you're doing.
It was poor.
You were poor, so you were poor the whole time.
Yeah, it was poor.
What was the greatest thing about dating out here with you? Because a lot of people are saying how terrible it is, but say why it's good.
I think it's terrible when you have expectations. Like I'm out trying to meet my future partner. You know, my future ride or die. If you're just here to have fun, but you just want to, for me, I was a writer and I just want to write, just have some fun and drink and party and have fun. So for me, it's the best place to be single because you have a lot of other people who are like that.
Right.
And every single day, you have men and women coming into this place that kind of feel the same way. Like they're trying to make it. They're trying to do their thing. And they just have enough in their budget just to kind of have fun too.
Interesting.
And so having that perspective on it made it really easy for me. If I was like, I need to find my ride or die or my wife,
sure,
probably might have been harder because you know, it'd be harder to support that person.
Sure,
it was too much about me at the time, you know. So
yeah.
So, but anyway, so that's why for me, yeah. It's great place to be. I think for you, Adam, you're a good guy. Like you've always wanted that life partner, and that's great. And Jeff, who's in the booth, same thing. You know, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, I always say that like I'm sort of the married voice of reason on this show.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, you know,
he married his high school sweetheart, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and I always say, like, and I know his wife; she's amazing, and a great partner who helps him. And if you can find that person who's gonna really be behind you and your dreams as you need to be behind theirs, great.
Yeah.
But if that's not out there, just have a good time.
I feel like it's...
And this was before the swiping left and right.
Right, you didn't have to swipe. You just went out and met
It was
women.
hard. It was harder that way.
It's just every night at the bar, at the club?
I know friends that you always met people at work.
Right.
Which now is a no-no.
You can't do that.
I recently learned, because I have some of our kids who work here, and some stars will come in and hit on them.
Oh, right.
And one of the girls who works for me got really offended that the star, and I was like, oh, wouldn't you? I'm saying, so wouldn't you be flattered?
Right.
You know, you don't have to go out with them, but isn't it kind of cool that? And she said to me, no, I'm working, and it's really disrespectful because I am working, doing my job, and you're coming in here saying, hey, girl, let's get together, and, you know, can we exchange info and all? And I never saw it that way, but I understand that.
But there's a perspective, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that now. So today it would be, because when you're swiping, I think you can find more like-minded people.
Right. Well, that's why they're swiping.
Yeah.
It's the possibility. I feel like that's what Los Angeles represents. Endless possibility for endless unknown variables. And it's always I don't know what it's, you know how Jerry Seinfeld used to say, like, we channel surf at night, like in the 90s, he was like, we don't care what's on TV. We just want to see the next thing. That we just want to know what's out there. Yeah. And I feel like the channel surfing got replaced with the swiping. More people, it's not necessarily finding happiness, but it's knowing what else. There could be something, quote unquote, better on the horizon. Most people can't define that, but they think somehow they can do something. It's going to fill some void, or something's going to be better at the end of the day. And so I mean, for me, the swiping was like drinking or like any other thing where it was, you're feeding that energy of like, there could be someone.
And so much time wasted.
It's a lot of time wasted.
Man, I wasted a lot of time too.
Yeah.
On the pursuit. What a waste.
But that's where all the experience comes in, because you usually don't get what you want. You
you're
learn.
Right. No, you're right. It's so... Okay, so in the big picture, yes, great life experience.
Sure.
But in the short run of it, you end up spending so much time where it'd be better if the smarter people spent their time on their careers, got super successful.
Yeah.
Then the high class problem is you have too many people who want you, and maybe for the wrong reasons. But I think that's better than being at the bottom and really trying to struggle to find that right person.
Or you just pull Larry David, you marry your wife, you're together for 30 years, and then after everything, you get divorced.
Just write the check.
And then you write the check.
Just write the check.
You write the check, right? They were with you that whole time.
There's something to be said for the second wives.
Yeah, they haven't earned it.
There's a couple. So again, just the same person who was offended, who works here, who was offended by being hit on, is the one that I also said, you'd be a great second wife. be a fantastic second wife.
You're not bitter.
She's like,
You'll show up. You'll have
so
the accolades.
fun. She's happy. She's all in on everything. I'm like, you know what? Not nagging you.
There's not the bitterness of the first.
Yeah,
because the first has
stuff. Well, first husband or wife, because it's just you've been there a long time. You're probably sick of always being in the background.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of the. I think Jeff, with your wife, back to Jeff of the booth, he's got a really happy, positive wife, and I think he won't. He's already got his second wife and his first wife.
Oh, that's a good,
But I think there's a lot of those wives, they just get tired of it, and husbands too. Especially when you're with someone else who is always out there. Like with Larry David, it's a new frontier every day.
Yeah.
It's a movie. It's this. It's that. It's Curb. Oh, this season Curb will be better than last season, and as the partner, you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again. If there's children, you're doing all the work with the kids, and then that's a lot. It's a grind, and your cup isn't really being filled. So you're constantly going, you need to go to Junior's soccer game, and how come I'm not invited to this, and why aren't we doing that? And it's just so I get why the partner gets to be cranky and ornery, but then I also get where it's like, okay, enough. I have all this money. I have all this success. I just really don't want to be around this. I want to be around my second wife, who's just going to be all about the fun.
Sure. Because so then, as someone who's in a high-profile relationship, like, because you to me seem very centered. Like you and Maria are very sweet. You're very kind. You've been together a really long time, which by LA standards would be like 100 years.
Forever.
Yeah.
So Maria and I have been together for 22 years, and for me, it was I always advise people who get with celebrities.
Yeah.
And I always say, come to my camp.
Yeah, come over and talk to me.
And
You're very giving with your advice. Yeah. That's what I love. You're like, hey.
So even for that, though, it's not just industry. It's like if you're going to marry a celebrity or date a celebrity, you got to know what you're getting into. Mm-hmm. Okay? It is not, no matter how kind and giving and loving the celebrities. And by the way, Beth Bears and Maria Menounos are very much those things.
Sweethearts.
But at the same time, they're getting so much attention all day long.
Yeah.
It's just human nature where they just get used to that. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to be, they're not going to be as giving in ways like you're going to be.
Because they're tapped out.
Right. And so you have to accept that. But then also it's like, hey, if they were guys and let's say they were brain surgeons, right? And I get to be at home and not have to go work at a job and have a miserable boss.
Right.
And,
which, by the way, now it's 2 to 3 jobs to make ends meet.
Right.
I mean, it's not,
right.
Yeah,
so there's positives to it where it's like, hey, husband is a brain surgeon, and guess what? He is at work. He's doing all the pressure. He's holding that knife. He's making us all this money. Mm-hmm. So needs to come home and be king. Well, it's the same with the women. So with Maria, it always comes back to she's the bigger breadwinner of the two of us. I've had some years where I beat her, but she's you know. So it's like, you know what, Maria is the king of the house. So if I have to get up at we've always had dogs, and who gets up at 6 to feed them, poop them, and all? It's me. It's always been me. If they're sick and I have to get up with them in the middle of the night, which we've had many elderly dogs, it's me. It's always on me. But that's how it should be.
I took over. We got a rescue cat, and at first she was getting up and feeding him at like 7 every morning. He'd like wait, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I have it." And then finally she was like, "Hey, you know what? This is one night I felt like it changed." And she's like, "So, this is how you feed him in the morning."
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, "Oh, so I'm doing this now." And it was just one of those. Yeah. She was so good. She almost made me feel like it was my idea. That I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to get up at 7. This is what I want to do." And then over time, this cat.
Can I be personal question?
Yeah.
Who's making more money? Who brings in more? Is it even Steven?
It's even Stevens in a lot of ways because
then it's got to be even Stevens taking care of the cat.
I mean, also she's made it so that we live in a really nice place that I could never. So I would say her.
Yeah,
she does.
Okay,
yeah.
so guess what? Then you have to do a little bit more.
You got to do a little more.
And if she's making a lot more, you got to do a lot more.
Sure.
And it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And you know, okay, and I understand, you know, if one gives up the career, and I know it's not like, oh, you get to just take care of the kids. It's hard taking care of kids.
Oh my gosh.
I see a lot of moms really, you can tell, like, going out of their minds. We know when we go to dinner with them that night and the way they talk.
Oh, they're so excited just to get out.
Yes.
They're like shell shocked.
So I get it.
Yeah. No, she nannies. So we
right,
keep getting glimpses of kids
Of
when they
what
stay
it's
for the
gonna be
weekend.
like. So it's not that that's an easier job, but you get your due because of that.
Sure.
Like whatever you need to spend to pamper yourself or take care of kids, you get to spend, and that's part of the give and take. It's like, hey, I'm home sacrifice, you know, I'm doing this, and then it's like, and then I think when the kids do grow up, it's like, okay, now what do I want to do, and having the partner who goes, hey, you want to like open a business? Here you go, go do it. So I think that's what it is, and then you always, just like in anything in life, you have to be willing to evolve and grow, and the day may come where it flips. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? As AfterBuzz growing, and like I'm running this network. I mean, and Maria now is working less by her choice. Now it's like, hey, you know, Maria, like, and she's starting to see me now. Like, I'm here early. And we're news, so I'm here till late. And now, what I love about Maria is now I'm noticing her do more stuff. Mm-hmm. Like more stuff around the house, like if it's calling a handyman or it's she's handling stuff that she never would have done before.
Oh yeah,
which is great. So it's like that's the give and the take.
Yeah, which by the way, I love getting up with the cat. It's a whole new thing because then I feel like I'm taking care of.
That's right.
I'm taking care of the house.
That's
Like I do the dishes.
That's right.
There's a lot of things that I think my father instilled in me. Like growing up, when my brother and I would get it from the table, he'd go, oh, "Excuse me." He's like, "There's plates here. Your mom does not clear the table ever." And we go, "Oh," and that was just what we grew up with.
Great, and it's a great lesson.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
And you're right; it's a routine. So it's getting you up. It's taking care of someone else, so you don't become a total narcissist, which the city does to you. By the way,
you're constantly talking about yourself. It's just a byproduct.
It's right. It's
hey, what did I do on Instagram today? Hey, what are we doing on YouTube?
What role am I going for, or this or that? It's just me, and then there's no kids, right? So you don't have children, so then you're not taking care of them. So it totally becomes about you, and we're in a city that, as my dad said, my late great dad said, he's like, everyone here is 42 going on 17.
Oh man,
it's just everyone here is just 16 forever, and
they're like in college. When I first came out and I was getting my SAG card, I was doing extra work.
Not even college, because I tell you, I just did a lot of work with an East Coast college, and the kids were really sharp. I think more 16, more high school.
It was
junior
weird.
prom and soccer practice.
Yeah, junior prom and soccer practice. Oh my god, yeah. It was doing extra work. I did it for like 6 months. I got my SAG card and I was out. But it was the weirdest thing seeing guys who were like my dad's age, who would be sitting down with me going, hey, so like,
hey, dude,
you dating? Hey, they have steak over there, but we should be getting salmon, right? Like just little things where I'm like,
oh no,
are you a man? Like I would just go, oh my God, you're still there.
Still there.
It's 1984 and you're just waking up and Michael J. Fox is, on top of everything. Mm-hmm. Like it was just really, it was kind of scary where I'd go, oh shit, I need to find someone eventually. Like I can't just be on Channel Me at 58. Because I'm going to just OD on coke and like hookers. It's going to be bad. Yeah. Like I need to find someone and like...
Someone else once said about this place, City of Lonely Losers.
Ooh.
Does that make sense? Does that resonate?
Totally.
Where you see some people...
Right to my heart.
Yeah. I think you see a lot of people... Because here in LA too, you'll get the besties in 2 minutes. They're your best friend. And it's
bullshit.
And it's so bullshit.
Oh my God, this and this. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, we need to do this, nah. And it's like we're new best friends. And
I was wary on that.
At first I was like, wow, that's nice, because coming from Boston, no, you have to earn it. You get beat in.
Then when you're in, you're in.
And then when you're in, you're in. But so at first but then it was like, well, wait a second. It's like that this is not a real friendship, and also you're just one of those lonely losers who has nobody, and you know what I mean, and you're clinging, and that's what's out there. And it's really, and it is sad to see it age.
Oh yeah.
Without, I'm always just like, oh my God, go back to your hometowns, go live in your parents' basement and be with family and be an aunt and uncle, like to your nieces and nephews, and
surround yourself with love
and go meet. Yeah. Like, okay. And like, just do local theater. Like I hate anyone quitting their dreams, but also at the same time that the person you're just talking about, ooh,
Dreams change too. It's okay. Like dreams,
it does.
People change.
It
Dreams
does.
change.
It does. I think, and then that's a whole other question. I mean, there's people that maybe it's not a dream. It's just more not wanting to grow up.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that was a big thing with my dad. He was like, is this your dream or is this you not really wanting to get a real job?
Just don't want to get
because
your
we
shit
have some
together.
other family members, cousins, etc., who have jumped into this Hollywood thing, and it's just they were lazy. They haven't worked steady since they were literally in college, and that's what it's about. And the thing is, when you're in LA, no one calls you on that shit. You're in Boston, and it's like so what do you do for work? Oh, well, I'm an actor, and what are you acting in? Well, I mean, I audition, and I'm also I'm a writer. Okay, so what have you? I've said, well, I'm developing a. Yeah, but really, what do you do for work? Whereas out here, there's no, oh, cool, dude. Like, no one's calling you out on your shit because they're all doing the same thing.
It's the possibility of what could happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in Argo.
And right.
I was like, yeah, you want to say that you've done something but you have no experience? Hey, you'll fit right in.
You'll fit right in. And I think for a lot of those people, it's about not wanting to face the real world, not wanting to get a real job. It's not about, hey, I have this passion for this art, and that's what I want to do. You know, and that's okay. Like if you're a writer, you need to write. If you're a painter, you need to paint. If you're a fighter, you need to fight. You know, runner needs to run. So I get that part of it, but I question, you know, the guys you just talked about, if they're really thespians. Are they really actors? Are they really
just saying that?
Right. Because if you're really an actor, you're in community theater, you're teaching acting, you're just acting. You're still in workshops. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So, and they may be, but it doesn't sound like it.
Doesn't sound like it.
You know.
So it was Valentine's Day last weekend here. Did you guys did you have a nice weekend?
Once again, Jeff, I really wish Jeff is in the booth. Sorry. This is my ADD. Adam, once again, I hope I don't disappoint you, but
you're not disappointing me.
But Maria and I went 20 Valentine's Day without any kind of celebration.
Oh, wow. So at this point, you can't celebrate because you got this going.
So this Christmas was the first time I got her a Christmas present. She was so excited. Because I was like, because I do everything for her. I was like, Maria, every day is Christmas. Every other day is your birthday. I mean, that house, just new clothing coming in every day. When you're a star, everything gets given to you for free.
So much stuff.
You know, and anyway, but, you know, with her mom having cancer and her having the brain tumor, and I think me working more. So she was so excited. And so for Valentine's, I went up to the mall and I bought her some clothes and I got her flowers and she wrote me a very nice card, which meant a lot to me. It was very nice. And then that night we decided to have over other friends who were single and had couples. And it was really nice. And it was one of Maria's cupcake events and everyone brought their cupcakes and it was just for the people in the neighborhood. And then some of the kids here at work. Ended up being very nice. It was just a very nice night. And then, of course, you know, it was romantic later when it needed to be.
Oh, sure.
And that was still nice and fun. But, yeah, for us, it can all come later. I think a lot of that stuff, that Hallmark holiday thing, it just puts so much pressure on you. I mean, you know, and I got sucked into a couple of those when I was amazingly Hollywood single. Yeah. Where I thought I had to go.
That's the next show, by the way. Amazingly Hollywood Single.
So on Amazingly Hollywood Single, I remember a really super hot girl that I went to, did a Valentine's Day dinner with. And it's LA. And by the way, that's 20 years ago. And I didn't have any money. And I remember like the dinner being like almost $400.
Holy crap.
Because they just jack up all the prices on the menus here.
And they know you're going to pay it.
Always did. Yeah, and then they cram you in. So you crammed in. And I'll never forget just, you know, going on this whole night with this girl. And I think for her, she probably, it was like, I'm going to just bang this guy for everything. I'm going to have the best Valentine's Day of my life.
And boy, did she.
She did, except for the really banging part. Like, so I thought, okay, maybe I'll get a little lucky at the end of the night. No, nothing.
Really?
So that was a horribly Hollywood single Valentine's for me.
Valentine's?
And then I was just like, yeah, I think I'm out of this whole thing now.
Yeah.
I think I'm out. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with Valentine's. And that was it. So, and I'm like, you know, that $300, I could have purchased how many like roses and flowers for like my friends at work who are girls who have nobody. And so I was like, I'm going to finance that. So even here at AfterBuzz, all the girls that work here got roses.
That's what you do.
Yeah, instead. I'm like, why am I doing this for someone who's not going to appreciate it?
Oh, screw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and why am I buying into the whole narrative? I mean, listen, if it's fun for you, if you're in a relationship and it's fun for you guys, do it. But the pressure of I'm single and I want to shoot myself, or it's Valentine's and I'm kind of casually dating this person for a few weeks and I have to go out and get cranked for no.
You keep it calm. Keep it cool.
I'll
offer.
What about you? Did you do anything?
It's funny. We just relaxed. She had been kind of sick. We both had gotten like this flu cold hybrid thing, and she just
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, it's great.
Netflix. Little Mario Kart later. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nothing says romance like a red shell to the face, and just kind of just
but
relax.
You were together, and you got to relax. Like that's amazing, and that's what it's about.
Oh my God, just making fun of stuff, laughing,
and you know what? And you're doing it in a way where you're both, you're coming up the ladder. You don't have a lot of disposable income, so it's like you know what?
But we have each
Mario,
other. It's great.
And you watch great content.
Got a little rescue cat.
And she's in the business too, right?
She's a writer, but we basically just write stuff together. Or like we working on like new sketches. There's stuff I'm gonna start doing. I think with like Beth in the next month. And
I like the writer performer duo.
Yeah, it's great because she's like, especially like with this show, we usually watch it on Monday nights, like on YouTube together, and we'll go over notes and she'll like, oh, at this part you should do this, and we kind of like make dinner.
Team you. I
she's
love
team
it.
me.
Yeah,
she's
it's
amazing.
So great,
So that makes getting up with the cat, I'm gonna give her a shirt that says Team You.
Team You.
Team You.
As long as she's team you in return.
Totally team me, yeah.
And that's how it's going to be. I think that's great. And,
I waited my whole life to find that.
And the thing is, here's the thing. You're somebody that doesn't fit into that box of, I just don't want to work a real job. Like, Adam, you have so much passion for this.
Oh, sure. But I'll work anything, man.
You
make ends meet, you got to do it.
You answer but that's because you have so much passion. And you're a good guy, so you're not a cheat. So like a cheat will have the passion, but say, well, who do I sleep with to make it? Whose throat do I cut?
Oh, no, that's terrible.
So you're willing to do all the work, but you've got to have, you will not be happy. This she is.
Oh,
how cute. But you will not be happy with a partner that doesn't, that is not supporting that. Because that's who you are.
Yeah, no. Luckily, she's a nanny, so she's really patient with 5-year-olds, and I think that geared her up towards.
It helps. No, she's
being
a caretaker.
With an actor.
She's a caretaker.
It's the very.
No, and I'm glad you're taking care of the cat because she's taking care of things.
She's taking care of me, man.
All day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you take that off
I'll
her.
be like this and this, and she'll go, all right, let's calm down.
Yeah.
Let's talk through this.
And when you get the big sitcom, the big movie or whatever, and then you hire someone to take care of the cat, or
will you manage my career if I get that?
Of course, I can manage it now. 10% good karma. That's all I charge.
Very true. Very true.
I do it now.
By the way, I know this show is horribly Hollywood single, and real quick, I was gonna throw in. I had a really bad Valentine's Day. This was like a year and a half, I think, a year before I met my lady. So I had dated this girl for about 6 months, right? We met on JDate. JDate's like the Jewish Tinder.
Yeah.
All right. And
but Adam, how Jewish are you?
Not really Jewish.
Right?
I mean, just enough.
You're so awesome.
My mother's Christian. I ended up taking her name. My last name used to be Cohen. I switched it to Carr. I wanted to be monosyllabic because I figured Jewish people don't work in this town.
But
a lot of people changed their name, like Nicolas Cage.
No, Adam Carr's a great name. It's a great name.
Brad Garrett, Kat Dennings, Natalie Portman. They all changed their names.
Yeah.
But I dated this girl. I won't tell you what her name was, but the nickname my friends gave her is terrible, Virgin Lupus. So I know it's terrible, right? There's still a virgin when I left, and we had dated and then broke up around Christmas.
Okay.
And then it was Valentine's Day.
So she wanted, or you wanted?
I wanted. So I was at an ArcLight. I won't tell you which ArcLight, but I'm just getting tanked on Sapphire martinis, right? Which used to be my thing. If I wanted to go dark, I went gin. If I wanted to relax, I'd go Kettle One vodka.
Lonely guy, or you brought her to the
lonely guy?
Lonely guy. But it's Valentine's Eve or Valentine's Day?
I believe it's Valentine's. It's Valentine's evening.
Okay.
And I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna sit at this bar. Maybe I'll see a movie in a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm single.
Actually, by the way, sounds like a good Valentine's to a guy like me. Right? Yeah, have a couple of drinks, go see a movie at the ArcLight. I'm in.
So I'm starting to think about stuff, and you go through denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, whatever. And I take out my phone and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna text her. And I very stupidly, I was very vulnerable, a little drunk. That always helps. And I wrote something like, hey, didn't think we'd be spending Valentine's Day alone, but I certainly wish you the best.
Oh, no.
And I hope you're doing well, right?
Okay.
So just write that.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Get a response back that says like, hey, dude, so-and-so, won't say her name, can't come to the phone right now. She's out having a really good time. You should be having a really good time too. Peace. Like signed one of her male friends.
Oh, boy.
So I order like 2 shots of Jameson. I decide I'm gonna we call it going red, right? Like red kryptonite with Superman makes him bad in the movie. So I just take all this stuff and I'm like, you know what? Dwayne Johnson's had that movie, that earthquake movie or whatever. So I'm like, I'm gonna go see that movie. I'm like, screw it.
Okay.
So I get up there and I asked the woman who's running the thing, it's like midnight. So it's like the very last time before you can go in and see a movie.
Okay.
So I say, hey, I want to see this movie, and but the movie had already started. So I'm like, all right, I'll sneak in and see that earthquake movie. I'll go see another film, whatever it was. I had to pretend and say I was going to see the Dwayne Johnson movie. And I was just going to go in and see another one that had already started. And I was like, whatever. And so, I start walking and they're like, excuse me, your 3D goggles. And I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, the lie. Yeah, give me that. I'm like, yeah, got them. So I'm walking again. She goes, well, actually, theoretically, we're not supposed to let you in now because it's after midnight. But because we started the movie late and, it's our fault, I'll allow you
that was kind.
to go in this time. But the way she said it, it was a very curb fuck you thing. She was like, I'll allow you.
I really don't like the arc light.
To go in, right? Thank you.
I just feel this so...
You don't like paying $18 for caramel corn?
It's just so... And by the way, and the food is just mediocre and they're just too snobby.
Yeah, it's too snobby, right?
Too snobby, yeah.
They haven't earned it. So she says, like, I'll allow you to go in, right? And I'm like, all right, thanks. And then, of course, I'm getting into that place where, like, I'm just playing over arguments with Virgin Lupus, and I'm playing over, like, I'll allow you to go in, I'll allow you to go in, and I'm just playing, and it's like, I'll allow you to go in. And I'm sitting in the movie theater, and there's, like, 6 couples, and they're all, like, making out with each other, and I'm like, oh, great, like, they're having sex tonight, I'm not having sex tonight, it's Valentine's Day, screw this. I get so pissed. I wait. It's like 2 a.m.
No,
I'm
this
drunk.
Is getting bad.
They leave the theater, and I just rationalized it in my head. I could have been caught. It's terrible. I literally drop my pants. I pee in the theater seat.
No.
I pee in the theater seat, and I go, you know what? I hope this is her favorite theater, and I hope this is her favorite seat, and I hope she comes in and sits down in a seat full of piss tomorrow. I hate you. I hate this day. And I just went off. And literally, darkest moment, dating, it's one of them. And literally, the next day, I'm like just walking around, and I was like going for a jog, and I'm like, what did I do last night? I'm like, I went to ArcLight, and I had some, and I texted Virgin Lupus, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, if I had been caught, I would be a registered sex offender now. Like
amazing.
my whole
happy
life,
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to me. So,
any follow up with Virgin Lupus?
Follow up?
Yeah.
She texted me once to say hi, or like it was some anniversary of something, and of course it sparked a little bit of like, oh, that's weird, because I'm very open with my phone with my fiance. So if she's like, oh, so-and-so's texting, I'm like, oh, will you like read me what it is? And it just happened to be that one time that she texted, and she was like, oh, who's... And I was like, oh, she's like, oh, is she texting you? And I'm like, no, she's not. She's just saying hi because of it. I'm like, I don't talk to her. I'm like, I'm not, I would tell you, of course, if I did. I don't feel like I'm hiding anything, but it was one of those weird, the one moment she followed up, that's when, my fiance was like looking at my phone. I was like, oh, that's weird. She's like texting you now. And I'm like, yeah, that's weird too. I don't know why. But never talked to her again.
Wow. Happy
Blew
Valentine's
it up.
Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh my God.
And by the way, I mean, you think it's awkward? My future mother-in-law listens to this show.
Oh boy.
And she's like the biggest fan too.
Not that guy anymore.
No, I killed him.
Not that guy.
I murdered him in his sleep. Literally, I put the pillow over his face. 1 a.m. Held it. He's dead. Dead.
Okay. I wanted to hear how I was going to ask you a weird question you might not be able to answer, but What happens with how's the escort business on Valentine's?
Escort business?
Yeah, Jeff, you'd know.
Oh no,
I would know.
I'll
look it up.
I had
Yeah,
never.
look it up.
I will. Yeah.
The escort business?
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? People, if people are that lonely, do they just say, F it, I'm just going to pay?
Oh, people have. I mean, I dabbled in the past. I was lonely.
For Valentine's.
Not on Valentine's
That's what
Day.
I mean. So I want to know, like, on Valentine's Day.
I mean, I would assume it's just like the restaurants you talked about. The prices are jacked up. You know, you're
Here's what
paying
I'll say
for...
quickly. I just found an article, Esquire. Can't wait to read it. It says, what is Valentine's Day? What an escort does on Valentine's Day.
Let's go.
Here's just a quick excerpt as a tease. Do you get more client requests on Valentine's Day? This person says, not really. Most of my clients are married men, so they're with their families on the holidays, especially if the holiday falls on a weekend, because then it's difficult for them to get out. But if it's during the week, maybe they will be able to come up with the work excuse to get out. How much of your client base is married men? About 70 to 80%.
Jeez.
Valentine's Day is, let's see. When you go out on Valentine's Day, are the dates more extravagant than usual? Not really. I mean, not to make Valentine's Day sound less special or anything, but most of my dates are like Valentine's dates for most people. I really get taken to restaurants. I get treated really well. And when we get back to the hotel room, I often get a nice gift. It's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, but it doesn't really give us a clear answer. So it seems like by that article, yeah, that it's not a big. It's not Christmas for them. It's not the big thing.
Right. It would almost be, too. It sounds like it's harder for their...
Right, yeah. People go with their loved ones.
Can't be missing on Valentine's Day.
And the lonely guy I don't know.
He goes to the strip club and he tries to pay an extra 80 or 120 bucks.
What is Valentine's Day at the strip club, Jeff?
It's a lot more.
Let me see. Valentine's strip club.
As a man who used to live in the valley, I can tell you.
Which one was your one of choice?
It was off of let's see.
Spirit Rhino.
There was one Spirit Rhino. No, there was one in off of Sepulveda, which was I forget. And then there was another one like off Tampa, way off Woodland Hills. It was like the big one, and it was connected. It was like a smaller stage and a bigger stage.
Oh.
And the girls would always they always had some racket going on.
Well, it was like drink. You could drink. There was drinking at.
There was drinking like on one side.
On one side of it.
And then you'd go back.
Yeah, I've never been to that, but I've seen the ads. It's like.
I've never been there either, but I've seen a lot of the ads.
I've been to Spearmint Rhino. No, I'm actually being honest on that.
Well, that's like the high-end, classy place.
That's the one. Yeah, right.
That's where you go where you have money.
But that's in Van Nuys.
Yeah. Well, Van Nuys, it's always that's the porn and the strip clubs.
Yeah.
I used to work dry clean. The best clients were the porn clients because they always paid cash and they never wanted trouble. They'd be like, here it is. I'm good.
Pay cash.
I'm out of here.
Don't want trouble. I like that.
No, the pimps would stay in the car and they'd send the women out. And they'd collect. And let me tell you something. They collected. So, okay. Real quick, guys. We have a little segment we're going to do. Red flags. So what we're each going to do, gentlemen, you just read 3 of the red flags that I have written out for you here today. Mm-hmm. Read them out loud, and then you name in words of Step Brothers, the bugaboo, the one that you would not put up with or deal with.
Wow. I was a former porn star.
Yep, former porn star. That's one.
Okay. Can never fly on a plane.
Okay.
Sneezes for an hour straight at the stroke of midnight every night. Wow.
So out of those 3, former porn star, can never fly on a plane, or every night at midnight sneezes straight for an hour every night.
What's the biggest red flag? Or what's the one I can live with?
What's the one that you couldn't live with?
I think can never fly on a plane.
That'd be right? You going to boat to Europe?
Just whatever. Like, there's always going to be that need, I think. You know? I hate to be judgmental of a former porn star. I wouldn't judge that person, but the chances are they might be a little bit messed up.
Sure.
For like the law. So it is red flags to date or for a long-term relationship.
Long-term relationship.
For long-term relationship, yeah, number one might be hard. I wouldn't hold it against them, but I think, if you looked at it that way, it might be tough. No, I think can never fly on a plane. I can deal with an hour straight. Like Lady Gaga sneezes for an hour straight at midnight, I'm in.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Right.
Afterwards, she plays the piano.
Yeah, give her an hour.
Makes it
Yeah.
She needs her time.
What about you?
Who are you to judge? I have after sex, immediately showers. Could make you feel insecure. Is a hypochondriac.
Oh, tough. A lot of work.
A lot of actors are hypochondriacs, man.
Oh, my God.
Screams bloody murder every time they see a puppy.
I think the hypochondriac is a killer.
That's a lot, right?
A killer. It's narcissistic. It's a killer.
But are they always getting sick, or are they always thinking they're getting sick?
It's all about them. Just really, like, let's knock the lid off
You had
the
an
trash.
ex once who was a hypochondriac, didn't you?
But in
Speaking
Hollywood,
from experience.
here's the thing, when you're older in Hollywood, you've been around all of it.
Yeah.
And with the generation coming up who is triggered by everything,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you don't want that. Walk away. The shower, that's okay. We like hygienic.
Yeah.
Clean people, organized people tend to be successful.
All right. I guess, yeah, there's a hypochondriac. I was going to go screams bloody murder with the puppy because I like puppies.
Yeah. And
But
by the way, like,
hypochondriac,
okay,
I'm paying for that.
But she's like a billionaire and she screams every time she's a puppy. Okay, really, Adam? We're gonna
Who cares,
or she's the best mom or whatever. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, the hypochondriac is killer.
Hypochondriac?
You'll never get anywhere.
Jeff, you want to read yours real quick?
Yeah. Let's see. Number 1, keeps accidentally calling you their ex's name.
That's fun.
Number 2, has never introduced you to their parents. Number 3, never brushes their teeth. You know, I think I'd be fine if I was with someone who had a rough parent situation. I'm not going to hold that against them.
Yeah.
So if I never got introduced to their parents, I'm okay with that. I think I could deal with the ex's name. I'm not so insecure that would bother me that much. But
You're really confident, Jeff.
Laura and I are both super into oral hygiene. I will say, like, we are like very big teeth brushers. I think if I was with someone who never brushed their teeth, that's a tough one for me. It's a big turnoff, to be totally honest.
Yep.
Boom.
That's the one.
So that's the one.
Sewage mouth.
Ooh.
All right, cool. Any advice you want to throw out there? Obviously, you've given a bunch throughout this whole show, Godfather, but if there's anything you want to throw out to people dating
I think just know
nowadays?
it's a partnership and you have to give to get. And then it's okay to expect to get and always be evolving. You have to work at the relationship always.
Always.
That's it. And if you don't want to, and you just want to be amazingly Hollywood single, then you have to be honest.
Be honest.
See, you have to be honest up front with the people. Like, hey, this is just fun for me. Mm-hmm. I never got that far ahead.
A lot of people can't be that honest too, or they keep saying, "I don't know," which means they just want to screw around.
Yeah, or they're not honest with themselves.
Yeah,
I wasn't honest with myself. I should have just said, "Listen,
So
and sometimes as I got older, I got better at it. But I think it's just being honest. Like if you just want to be amazingly Hollywood single, then just be honest.
Then just be honest. Perfect. So I'm going to leave everybody just with a little food for thought today. Thanks for joining us on this post-Valentine's Day date. Dating is like searching in vain for M&Ms when all the store has are Mounds bars and Snickers. Dating in LA, same thing with the candy. Only the store also gets robbed and you get punched in the face like McLovin in Superbad. I, of course, am Adam Carr. I want to tell you to check out the show on iTunes, Apple Podcast, YouTube at Horribly Hollywood Single. Thank you so much for joining us today. Keven Undergaro, ladies and gentlemen. And anything you want to say?
Adam Undergaro, and thanks for Adam for doing this show. And that's all. We are AfterBuzz TV. We have after shows for all your favorite TV shows. And that's it. I've done my part, and hopefully I will never again be horribly Hollywood single.
I don't think you ever were.
I hope not. Oh, no. Yeah. Well, maybe one Valentine's.
You got it. Good night, guys. Thank you so much. Jeff in the booth, thank you. And we'll see you next week. Stay horrible. Stay single. Hey, we don't judge.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.